Imagine for a moment that your electricity bill never arrives again. Not because it's paid, but because it doesn't exist. Your phone is always at 100%. Your electric car has infinite range. The very concept of an energy crisis is a forgotten relic of the past. This wasn't just a fantasy. It was the tangible scientific dream of one man. A man who promised to power the entire world for free by turning the Earth itself into a colossal, wireless generator. But his dream never came to be. So, we asked an AI to simulate what would have happened if it did. The results were more beautiful and more terrifying than we ever imagined. To understand our alternate reality, we first need to visit our own history. In the early 1900s, Nikola Tesla was on the verge of his greatest achievement, the Wardenclyffe Tower. It wasn't just a big radio antenna. Tesla believed he could pump extremely low-frequency electrical currents into the Earth's crust. The planet would act like a giant tuning fork, resonating with that energy. Small receiver devices, no more complex than a stake in the ground with an antenna, could then draw from this global energy field anywhere on Earth. It was a vision of true energy democracy, but it required immense funding. His investor, J.P. Morgan, famously asked, "Where can I put the meter?" When Tesla couldn't provide a profitable answer, the funding vanished. The tower was dismantled for scrap, and the world continued down the path of wires, power plants, and monthly bills. But now, let's flip the switch on reality. It's 1905. In our simulation, Tesla secures his funding. The Wardenclyffe Tower is completed, and after a few tense moments, it works. The first effect was pandemonium. Imagine every light bulb, on every street, in every home, suddenly glowing, regardless of whether it was connected to the old grid. The existing energy industry, coal, oil, and gas, didn't just decline, it became obsolete in a single day. The stock market crashed so hard it created a new historical crater. The world's most powerful resource was suddenly as free as the air we breathe. This was the Great Disruption. Humanity had just been given the gift of infinite fire, and it was about to change everything. After the initial chaos, a new world began to emerge. With energy costs gone, the cost of everything else plummeted. Manufacturing, transportation, food production. It became cheaper to desalinate ocean water for agriculture than to wait for rain. Remote villages in the mountains and deep in the rainforest had the same access to power as New York City. Humanity's footprint on the planet began to heal as polluting power plants were dismantled and forests were replanted. Geopolitics was redrawn. Nations whose power was built on fossil fuels saw their influence evaporate. The world entered a new, fragile state of cooperation, managing the global grid as a shared resource, a kind of United Nations of energy. For a century, humanity experienced an unprecedented renaissance of creativity, exploration, and connection. But every utopia has a shadow, a hidden cost that no one saw coming. The problem with a single global energy source is the off switch. Who controlled the frequency? Who had the power to turn off a city or a country or a continent? In our simulation, for decades, this power was held by a neutral international body. But tensions inevitably rose. The ability to deny a nation energy became the ultimate weapon. A Cold War fought not with missiles, but with silent, invisible blackouts. And there was a more direct threat. Tesla's system used resonant frequencies. What if someone learned to focus that energy? Could you create a pinpoint earthquake? Or concentrate a beam of atmospheric energy from space? The dream of free energy could also be the blueprint for the ultimate weapon. But perhaps the most profound consequence wasn't geopolitical, but personal. With automation powered by free energy, most human jobs became unnecessary. What do people do when they no longer need to work to survive? Did humanity rise to the occasion, becoming a species of philosophers, artists, and explorers? Or did we succumb to a comfortable, meaningless stagnation? The simulation suggests both. And humanity basically split in two. First, you had the artisans. Since nobody had to work for a paycheck anymore, they kicked off this incredible new wave of creativity. People just poured their time into making music, building insane digital worlds, or just figuring out how to live a good life. Suddenly, what made you respected wasn't your job title, but what cool stuff you could create or add to the world. But then you had the other side, the immersed. For billions of people, the huge hole that jobs used to fill was replaced by something else. VR worlds so real, you couldn't tell the difference from reality. With endless energy, you could have a perfect, custom-built life. Why deal with real-world problems when you could be a rock star or a superhero in a world with zero consequences? This led to a kind of worldwide funk. People were physically there, but their minds were somewhere else entirely. And this big split became the new fight for humanity. The artisans in the real world looked at the immersed and thought they were just throwing their lives away. Meanwhile, the immersed looked out from their perfect fake worlds and saw the artisans as suckers, choosing to live in the painful, boring, real world. This created the ultimate debate. The immersed saw themselves as humanity's evolution, minds free from the limits of the body. But the artisans saw tragedy, a perfect digital cage. They argued that a life without real struggle wasn't life at all, just a hollow echo, powered by a world the immersed had left behind. So the big question wasn't how do we survive anymore, it was why should we even bother? Coming back to our reality, it's easy to feel a sense of loss for this incredible world we never got. Tesla's vision of a connected, powered planet was breathtaking. But perhaps the simulation's greatest lesson is this: the technology was never the most important part. The real challenge was, and still is, us. Our greed, our fear, and our inability to manage immense power wisely. JP Morgan's question, "Where can I put the meter?" wasn't just about money. It was about control. We never got Tesla's grand, centralized system. Instead, we are now, slowly, building the opposite, a decentralized future of solar, wind, and local grids. A future that might be less romantic, but perhaps more resilient, safer. Tesla's dream didn't fail because the science was wrong. It failed because humanity wasn't ready. And this leads us to the simulation's final, lingering question. Are we ready now? What do you think? Would free energy have saved us or given us a new way to destroy ourselves? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.